In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college basketball games happening on November 18, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college basketball games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Villanova versus Michigan State. 2 of college basketball's best programs are set to do battle in East Lansing on Friday night as the Villanova Wildcats travel to Michigan State to take on the Spartans. Each team comes into this one at 2-1 on the season, with both uncharacteristically outside the top 25. The Wildcats are 2-5-1 against the spread in their last 8 road games and 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 games overall. The Spartans are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 home games and 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 games overall. The under is 8-3 in Wildcats' last 11 overall. The over is 8-3 in Spartans' last 11 overall. Michigan State's basketball program looks ready to explode onto the scene. The Spartans aren't even ranked in the top 25 poll, but they will come Monday. Michigan State's big-time win over Kentucky left many impressed with the roster that Izzo has assembled. Hauser has looked to take a step forward along with the amazing progression of Hall. As for Villanova, growing pains are the answer as they learn the new tendencies of new head coach Neptune. A 4-point loss to Temple does not look good for the Wildcats in the early portion of the year. They also escaped with a 10-point win against Delaware State after trailing at halftime versus them. Villanova is 0-3 against the spread this year. The Spartans are 2-1. This isn't your same Villanova Wildcats team, as they lost to Temple and allowed Delaware State to give them a scare. Villanova just doesn't have the firepower of past years' clubs. The Michigan State Spartans have proven their worth through 3 games, as they probably should have back-to-back wins over top 5 teams, beating Kentucky in overtime and outplaying Gonzaga to only lose by 1 point. Possible letdown or fatigue spot for the Spartans, but I'm still impressed with this team. Michigan State has shocked a lot of people with how well they are playing this season. The Spartans bounced back and defeated Kentucky this week. Villanova is figuring things out early in the season and has a bad loss to Temple on their resume. So the Michigan State Spartans to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Michigan State's offense is finding ways to score the basketball this year. They are averaging 74 points per game this season, and this is against tough competition. Villanova is averaging 68 points per game, as Michigan State is the best team that they have faced this year. The over is 7-3 in the Wildcats' last 10 games following an against the spread loss. The over is 4-0 in the Spartans' last 4 games following an against the spread win. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. UNCW versus Connecticut. UNC Wilmington and UConn get together for the first time since 1997 for a Friday night tip. UNC Wilmington has certainly put some high-level tests on their early schedule, losing in their last game to Oklahoma 74-53 as +12 underdogs. The number 25 Huskies have been very steady to start the year, capturing an 84-64 win over Buffalo as -20 favorites. The Seahawks lost 2 of their first 3 games and both of their road games. They have struggled offensively so far, scoring less than 55 points per game. They haven't shot the ball well, making less than 40% of their field goals and 20% of their 3-pointers. They also don't rebound the ball as well as the Huskies and won't get a lot of extra scoring opportunities against them. The Huskies have done a good job defensively. They rebound the ball well and force a lot of turnovers while holding opponents under 60 points per game, so expect them to keep the Seahawks offense in check. The Huskies have won 3 straight games and they're playing well offensively, scoring more than 80 points per game. They've shot the ball well from the field and they've been very aggressive on the offensive glass, grabbing more than 12 offensive boards per game, which will give them more scoring opportunities. They are facing a team that has struggled defensively so far, giving up more than 70 points per game, and won't have trouble scoring in this game. So the UConn Huskies to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Seahawks are averaging 54.5 points per game and 54.5 points per game on the road. They play at a very slow pace, averaging 63.5 possessions per game, and they're facing a team that is giving up 58 points per game, so expect them to hit their average in this game. The Huskies are averaging 85 points per game. They play at a faster pace, averaging 75.2 possessions per game. They are facing a team that is giving up 71.5 points per game and won't score enough points to push the score past the total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Illinois versus UCLA. Two top 20 teams go head-to-head Friday as the 8th-ranked UCLA Bruins take on the 19th-ranked Illinois Fighting Illini. Illinois, of the Big Ten, is 3-0, while UCLA, of the Pac-12, is also 3-0. The matchup is part of the Continental Tire main event in Las Vegas. These two powerhouses have not played one another in recent years. This should be a good one. The Illini are 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 after an against-the-spread win and 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 overall. Illinois is 1-6 against the spread in their last 7 neutral site games. Meanwhile, the Bruins are 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 Friday games and 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 overall. Illinois has been a tough, physical team, defensive-focused team with Brad Underwood as the coach. Underwood's team haven't always had the best offenses, but they are tough and physical every year. Illinois has been a very good defensive team under Underwood, and he has also recruited well. The Fighting Illini have the talent to compete with almost anyone in college basketball. UCLA has plenty of talent as usual, but Illinois' tough physical play should give a Bruins team that is more of a finesse team issues. UCLA lost multiple key players from last year, and the team is relying on several very young players to step up. We should have a pretty great matchup here regardless though, and one of the better games of the Friday NCAA slate. The Illini are cruising so far and coming off a nice effort versus an overmatched Monmouth squad. Illinois shot 59.7% from the floor in that one with 35 rebounds and 21 assists. Likewise with UCLA, the Bruins shot 57.1% against Norfolk State with 32 boards and 20 assists. Illinois' defense and physicality will likely give them an advantage in this game. This should be a very close matchup and a fun one to watch, especially if both teams are on point. So the Illinois Fighting Illini to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. These two teams have rolled up ridiculous offensive numbers in their wins thus far, but throw those games out. They were all against far inferior teams, so there was little resistance. This really is the first game for both of these teams, so we will see a feeling out process early, especially on a neutral site. Then we will see the defenses assert themselves over the offenses, as both teams, particularly Illinois, might not be in sync yet, especially when challenged by a stout defense. Illinois has been a very good defensive team with Brad Underwood as the head coach, and the Fighting Illini's physicality should give a UCLA team that is relying on some young players issues. Illinois is still figuring out their offense. No one on their team averages even 4 assists per game. The Fighting Illini aren't likely to blow out the Bruins. Close games tend to be lower scoring. Since each possession has more value, this game should be very competitive. Illinois also likes to slow the tempo to set their defense. The Illini aren't likely to get into a fast, wide open game with a UCLA team that likes to push the pace. Also, the under is 6-2 in the Fighting Illini's last 8 neutral site games and 6-2 in the Bruins' last 8 games following a straight-up win of more than 20 points. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.